it's Amanda from the Fiction Fairy, and today I'm bringing you day one of the Booktube-A-Thon. This is the day one Booktube-A-Thon challenge, and it is the top 3 books that you read because of Booktube. So this was very easy for me because I just was reading some books that I only read because I saw them on Booktube, I heard about them on Booktube, I kept seeing or hearing about them on Booktube, and I just had to read them. So the first one is actually part of this Booktube-A-Thon challenge, and this is Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I saw this book over and over and over and over again on Booktube, and finally I was just like, I need to freaking read this. Like, what is this about? Like, what is the deal with this cover? I didn't know what it was about, and I read it and finished it today, and I get it. I totally get it now. It is, oh, it's good. So this is the first book that I read because of Booktube. The second book that I read because of Booktube was Uninvited by Sophie Jordan. And I had received this book for review, and I was like, I really don't know, I really don't get it, and I'm not sure. And I'd seen it a couple of times on Booktube, people either hauling it because they had an advanced reader copy or like waiting on Wednesday in it. It was an anticipated book. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what this is about. I've never read a Sophie Jordan book. Let me see. And oh, everybody knows I love, love, love Uninvited. It is a top book for me. And if it had not been for Booktube, I never would have read this book. I never would have decided to go ahead and read it. So I'm so thankful for Booktube for that. And the third book that I read because of Booktube is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Now, I have seen this about a bazillion gazillion times on Booktube. People would always say it was such an awesome book, that, you know, it made them cry, it was so beautiful, it was so emotional, you just have to read it, it's quick, but it's just so unexplainable. And I was like, I don't really know about that. Books that have these awards, although I know they have the awards because they are good, somehow they kind of like steer me away from them. I don't know why. So I was like, I don't really know. I don't really know about the cover. I don't really know about the story. You know, people just say how it was so good. It was a monster that came to this little boy, but there really wasn't much else. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and read this because I've just seen it so much. I just want to know. It's kind of like with the John Green thing. I just want to know. I just want to know what the hype is about. I just want to know. And so I read this in ebook format, and wowzers. Yes, I was a ball of tears by the time I got finished with it. This is now my all-time favorite book. This is such a beautifully written book. I've never read a book that was beautifully written. And I know I've never read a book that was beautifully written because when I read this, I knew I had read a book that was beautifully written. It is just gorgeous. The emotion is just beautiful. It's such a great story. And it's a story that, although it deals with a little boy and this monster, adolescents, teenagers, adults, older adults, this story transcends all ages, genders, time frames. I can definitely see how this book will be extremely helpful to anybody who is in an emotional situation like this little boy was, and this really just helps you to understand and deal with your feelings and deal with yourself and deal with the complicated feelings that you have. And it's just, oh God, I cannot say enough good things about this book, and I'm usually not a book gusher. But my God, when I got done reading this book, I just couldn't even handle it. I immediately went out to Barnes & Noble to try to buy it, which of course they did not have it, and I had to come home and order it on Amazon. But I needed it just in my hands. Like, I just could not stop talking about it with my husband. He was like, my God, is it that good? And I was like, it is. It was just such an emotional book for me. I related to the little boy. I have a similar situation that the little boy has, and I get it. I get how tough it is, and I get the different emotions that you feel when you're going through it. And I just got it, and I think a lot of people just get it, and it's just, oh my God, Patrick Ness is like my new favorite. It's just, it was absolutely just amazing, amazing book. So without Booktube, I never would have discovered this book. I never would have read this book, and I really would have missed out on something absolutely terrifically beautiful, and it would have been such a loss to me to miss out on this book. So thank you, Booktube, for this book and for the others that you have made me read. So guys, thank you for coming by and watching my day one challenge. 3 books, or top 3 books that Booktube has made you read, that you read because of Booktube, that you discovered and read because of Booktube, that just Booktube inspired you to go ahead and take the plunge to read those books. So look forward to seeing you guys for some other days challenges. I don't know if I'll be doing them every day, but I look forward to seeing you guys for different challenges throughout the week. So thanks so much, guys.